Hi guys, it's me, Miss Mary. Just coming in for a little Sunday afternoon chit chat with you guys. You're always on my mind. I'm always thinking of you guys and how can I be effective and how can I deposit into your life. I'm always thinking of ways that this channel can be a positive and make a positive impact on you guys because I want you to live your best life and I want you to be happy. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to go through things in life, but just have the proper tools. If you have the right tools in life, you can make it. A lot of times, uh, when we have a hard time in life, it's because we don't have the proper tools to navigate through life. And so sometimes you're gonna have to learn that you're gonna have to get yourself a toolbox. And that toolbox is a toolbox of life where you're going to put things in and you're going to save them. You're going to start building your toolbox here. And we're going to call this the toolbox of life. And sometimes what I say today, you might not need it, but maybe you might need it a week from now, or you might need it 2 weeks from now, or your friend might need to hear it, or your cousin might need to hear it, or your brother or your sister or someone else that you know that's going through something that might need to hear this. It might not necessarily be for you. And then sometimes you just take things and put them in your toolbox. Like I think about the toolbox that I have downstairs. I have a hammer in there. I have a screwdriver in there. I have nails in there. I have little things in the toolbox. And not all those things do I use at one time. There's a time when I just need the hammer to put a nail up. There's a time when I need the screwdriver to unscrew some things. There's a time when I need the tape measure because I just need to know, will this couch fit in this space? Will this sofa be too big? How big of a rug do I need for this area? We're going to look at life as a toolbox. And in the toolbox, I need you to start gathering your tools so that you can make it through life. So in my toolbox, if I have a measuring tape and I'm out at an estate sale, and let's say I'm looking for a rug, I don't have to try to eyeball it. Because remember, I talk about eyeballing. Sometimes we can eyeball things and it really works. Like when I'm telling you, like when we're making our homemade things, I say, eyeball it, and I've even watched people say, hey, let the ancestors speak to you about when to stop, because our parents didn't use a lot of measuring tools. They was just able to just eyeball it. But when it comes to me purchasing a rug for an area, I can't eyeball that. I can probably try and guess because I've done a lot of decorating in my life, but I wouldn't want to guess at that because if I'm in an estate sale and I purchase that rug, I can't bring it back. So it's either that rug has to fit that area or it has to fit another area. But that's not an area where you want to guess. I want to already have it in my toolbox. So I'll take out my tape measure and measure. And let's say I measured that I need a 9x8 rug to go into my dining room or my living room, whatever space it is. So when I'm out and I'm at estate sales, I'm at the store, wherever I'm at, if you're at a garage sale and you see a rug and you're like, wow, I really love that rug. I wonder, will it fit? But because you haven't measured, you're not sure. So you're trying to guess. And sometimes you bring it home and it's smaller than you thought it was, or it could be bigger than you thought it was. So I'm talking about measuring, but I'm talking about in our lives, we have to have tools in our toolbox, and that's the toolbox of life. You're going to have situations that that, oh, I remember um, my cousin went through this, my uncle went through that, my neighbor went through that. You're going to have things in your toolbox to help you along the way. You know what I mean? I'm using a toolbox as a metaphor, as an example to say, you've got to get things in your life. You have to get things set up. Like the one thing that you have to get in this toolbox of life is when it comes to marriage, it's not always going to be easy. And you've got to get that in your toolbox, this toolbox of life, that some days you guys are going to be like meshed together like this, and nothing can break it. Nothing. And then there's going to be days you're going to be like this. Then there's going to be days you're going to be like this. And some days you're going to be like this. And sometimes like this. And sometimes like this. But that's life. You can't say, oh, my marriage is failing. We're not on the same page. And then that might go on for, I don't know how long, a month. It might go on for 2 months. Not that you're arguing or you're disagreeing or something, but you're just not feeling each other. Back to what I told you about those feelings. They can be very, very deceiving. Don't operate on your feelings. You know, I don't feel like you love me. I don't feel like you care about me. No, it's the person showing that they love you. Are they showing that they care for you? Because sometimes our spouses can be going through things too that they're not sharing with us. But sometimes in marriage, it's going to be like this. And then one day you'll look up after maybe a month or 2 months or 3 weeks or 2 weeks or 2 days, and you find yourself coming back together. Hey, guess what? You want to go to the movies? Hey, guess what? What happened in Billy Bob or Joanne or something? Life starts bringing you back in, bringing you back in, bringing you back in, bringing you back in. And then you get this again. But that's not the end of it. Because you're going down the road. And maybe 6 months again, boop, 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 boop. You're starting to separate again. But you can't give up in them moments when you're separating like that. Because believe me, the tide will come back in again. It will. It'll come back in and you'll find yourself back together again. The same thing goes with children. When you have that baby and she's so precious and you love her, or he's so precious and you love him, and you feel like this after you've given birth, like nothing can break me and nothing can break you from the love of your child. Nothing. But that doesn't say that you're not going to get discouraged. You're not going to be short on sleep. You're not going to be short on patience. You're not going to be short of disappointments. Life is coming at you, and it's coming and it's coming and it's coming and it's coming. But you still love that baby. You still love that child. You still want the best for them. You know, you've got to get these tools in your toolbox of life that say, I got to hang in there through the rough times, the good times. You can't throw in the towel when you think, oh, I don't like this. I don't like the way, I don't like when Johnny cuts up. You know, you can't give up on him. You know what I mean? I remember one time, one of my children, and I won't call her name, but that person will know who I'm talking about. I remember one time they was giving us, and I said us, me and my husband, such a difficult time. It was, I was so stressed because I was fighting for his life. I didn't want anything bad to happen. I had already had those horrible nightmares of if something happens, I didn't want anything to happen to my baby. And he wasn't a baby, but he was a teenager going through that adolescence and defying everything, you know. And I remember just feeling just overwhelmed and just feeling like, you know, the more, you know, it was like me being a hammer and I'm hitting at this rock. You got to go to school. You got to do your lessons. You got to get home on time. You got to go to bed. You got to get up in the morning and be on time for school. And I'm just hitting and hitting him and hitting him with life, with life. I'm not hitting him physically. I'm giving you an example. I'm trying to put something good in him. This is the kid, and I'm trying. And I'm like the hammer, and this is a rock. And I'm just hitting, trying to penetrate that you got to go to school. You need to go to school. You have to finish school. You got to get up in the morning. You got to be on time for school. You got to wear your coat. You got to put your shoes on. You know, you can't go out here half naked in this, you know, 3 below zero, you know. you're working and you're working, trying to get through to that child. And it feels like you just can't get through. And the word that I like to use is never giving up. But sometimes, like soldiers, you get battle fatigue. I ain't giving up on none of my babies. I'm just battle fatigued. You're just battle fatigued. You're tired. That's when they'll pull the soldiers in and let them go home for a little while. Give them a 2-week reprieve. Let them go home and be with their family, then come back. Because you could get battle fatigue in this life of marriage, of raising children, paying bills, just trying to survive in this environment. You can get battle fatigue on your job, trying to do the right thing, and people don't want to do the right thing. You can be battle fatigued, not giving up, but just tired. And I remember I was so exhausted because this teenager had really worn me down. And I remember so clearly what my husband said to me. And he said, Mary, did you think it was going to be easy raising children? Did you really think it was going to be easy? It's not easy. And we can't give up. But if you can't handle it, step back and I'll take it. Just step back. And that was like so powerful to me. Did you think it was going to be easy because you found the love of your life? Or you found your boo thing? Or you found your soulmate? Did you think it was going to be easy? No. Did you think it was going to be easy now that you've got that nice big house that you've always wanted? No, because now that house has to be paid for. Now that house has to be maintained. There's things that has to happen in that house. Like my son did a series on being a homeowner, things I never knew. Somebody got to cut the grass. And it doesn't just stop with cutting the grass. These are the tools in life. You've got to get yourself a toolkit for life. Like my son said in his podcast, I thought it was just cutting the grass. Well, he knew because he knew what we did. But after cutting the grass, then you got to fertilize the grass. Then you got to aerate it. Then you got to water it. There's so many components that has to happen in order for you to get that beautiful lawn. It just doesn't happen like that, you know. And when we're talking about life, you've got to know that you've got to get the things that you need in your toolbox. You got to know ahead of time that when you buy that house, there are things that you're going to have to take care of. Like my husband and I, we used to live in 400,000 square feet, maybe a little bit bigger. I'll just say 4 because we finished the basement too. There's maintenance that come with that. And now that we have downsized to a condo, now when we go riding and we ride in these areas where these big, beautiful homes, they're like 5,000 square feet, 600,000 square feet. And I used to look at them and think, wow. Now, because I have the tools of life, I think, wow, I can only imagine what their gas bill is in the winter. I can only imagine what their electric bill is in the summer because they're running their AC. I can only imagine what their water bill is from maintaining that beautiful lawn. I remember one time my husband and I got a bill for $400. That was when we had just built our home and we put sod in and we had to water it. The guy said twice a day, 15 minutes each zone. And we had like 7 zones, 15 minutes a day, 7 zones. And I want you to turn it on for dusk, and then turn it on at noon. So it came on at like 5 in the morning, and then it came back on again like 7:38 in the evening. And 15 minutes per zone, 7 zones. And when we got that water bill, our lawn was gorgeous. The tools of life, we have to know that there's a price to be paid, and you have to get these tools in your tool shed. So when you're asking and you're thinking you want these types of things, like I know a girl that she always wanted a Mercedes, always wanted it. She got it, but nobody told her that once a year when it goes in for maintenance, that the tune up, tune up for the Mercedes was going to be between $1,500 and $3,000. And that's just the tune up for the year. You have to have the tools of life to know things are going to cost you. There's nothing out here that's not going to cost you. Whether it be your time, your patience, it's going to cost you. To raise those kids, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you a whole lot of prayers. Look at my knee. I tell my one son now, my knees are blacker than any part of my body. And that's due to you. But I don't regret not one moment of it. It's going to cost you a whole lot of patience, a whole lot of sacrificing of yourself when you decide to be a mother. When you decide to get married, you're going to have to compromise. You're going to have to be willing to share. You're going to have to be willing to say, well, I really wanted to watch that movie tonight, but if he wants to watch the sports and you only have one TV, what are you going to do? There's a lot that goes on, and you have to have the tools of life. You can't just get into marriage and think, oh yeah, we love each other and that's all we need. No, that's not all you need. You need understanding. The biggest one I would say that you need in your tools of life is you need to trust one another. I would say trust for me is up there with love. Trust for me, because I've been without it. And when a person don't trust you, y'all both gonna be miserable. Because you gotta trust. I gotta trust that you went to work. I gotta trust that you went to the car wash. I have to trust you when you say that you've done something. I have to trust when you tell me that you've paid that bill. You have to trust. These are the tools that you have to put in your toolbox of life. I hope that these words have helped somebody along the way. I know marriage is hard, but you can do it. It's hard, but it's one of the most rewarding things when you guys are on the same page, and having someone to love you and share your life with is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Having the child, it's a beautiful thing. It is. I'm speaking from a mother of 5. It's a beautiful thing. Owning a home, it's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. But you've got to get your tools so that you can survive these things. So this is Miss Mary. We're talking about the tools of life. Just dropping in and dropping some food for thought to you guys. Share this video. I hope that it helped someone. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm working on trying to set my thing up to go live. I'll keep you posted. I'm setting it up so that I want to go live one day, and I hope you guys will join in and put some comments out there and share some thoughts with me and everything. And I just want to say how much I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you giving me your time, because you don't have to give me your time. Your time is valuable, and I know that it's valuable. But I thank you for every moment that you've watched my videos. I thank you for all of those who have shared. Okay, guys,